Alrighty guys, welcome on back to some more Dragon Quest II HD-2D Remake. Last episode, we fought a really difficult boss in the town of Baron. After that, we saw that Caradoc actually got hit with a poison, and it was up to us to go to the Yggdrasil tree to get a leaf in order to cure him. After we cured him, he rejoined the party, but so did his sister Matilda, meaning all four sons of Erdrick are together and the entire party has been formed. And so, in this episode, it's time to hop back on track and actually head to the continent that started the entire trilogy. Right there, right here in the center to the northwest. But before that, if you guys do like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out and it'll help make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. So we're going to start by going to a secret spot. We're right here outside Rippletide. We're just going to head directly southwest to those little, the little blobs, the little circles that are coming out of the area. This is technically the inner sea, so we really shouldn't have too many issues. We're not going to do too much exploring on the ocean right now. We want to get a little bit stronger just so we don't get bodied by every other enemy that we fight, which is actually really weird because usually by the time you get the boat, you are really strong. But in this one, you are not stronger than the things you can find. Right there is a mini medal. And then southwest of you, I believe it's like right around here, is a pink pearl. And that's it. That is the only thing here in this area. So now we're going to go ahead and hop back. Actually, we're not even going to hop back. We're just going to zoom back to Rippleport to go to our next destination, which is the town of Galenholm. It's one of the very first areas you can visit in both Dragon Quest I and Dragon Quest III once you come to this area. So we're going to go ahead and hop on our boat and sail north. I also do want to apologize if my voice sounds a little different today. I have a little bit of a sore throat. I'm not sick, just strained my voice. So if I sound just a little bit different, that's the reason. We're going to go ahead and hop off right here because, yeah, Galenholm looks a little bit different than it did in at least Dragon Quest III. We don't know what it looks like just yet. And of course, now we're back to fighting some regular enemies. I would show off Matilda, but we've kind of already seen her in action, and I actually think, as I mentioned, you are intended to come to this area before you go get Matilda, so you can see what happens now that we are about 5 levels above where we should be. So here we go. Well, it looks the exact same it did back in Dragon Quest I, I'll tell you that. This was my go-to for saving. The reason for it is because the healer or the priest is like right here at the entrance of town. So you would just walk across this bridge and you have a quick and easy save and a quick and easy heal. But I'm pretty sure it's probably be more expensive in this game to heal. This was like the first town you visit after you leave back in Dragon Quest I. So that's why it was very cheap. So here we go. We're actually going to go ahead and start on the opposite edge here. We're going to start over here on this top left corner, where we're going to find our first item. These are 61 gold coins in this barrel. Inside this item shop, you can actually talk to the item seller, who sells the Care Riviere, which prevents spells from being sealed away. I'm actually going to pick one of these up. Honestly, if I wanted to, I probably could have picked one of these up back whenever we fought the last boss. But I mean, you guys saw. It was difficult, but we were able to get through it. It wasn't too terrible. So now we're going to go ahead and leave. And then we're going to head to the equipment shop. There's actually not a lot in this town compared to some of the other towns we've been to. There's going to be a pot right here with an oaken club. They have some new items, but I don't think any of it's really worth picking up. Staff of Sentencing, maybe. Iron Axe, definitely not. And then everything else is just worse than everything else you could get at this point. But I think I'm going to skip out on Staff of Sentencing. Yeah, Caradoc could use it, but I think I'm good. We'll go ahead and head over to the left now. Enter this house. And we can interact with this to find a dancer's costume. Is that better for Matilda? No, and I don't think it's going to be better for Kiranel either. Nope. I'm pretty sure it'll change their appearance, but I don't really care. I'll go ahead and exit this town, or exit this building, and we're going to head up here to this, which I believe was actually a locked building back in Dragon Quest I. I think you had to have one of the keys to get in here. And we'll go ahead and grab this barrel for a strong medicine. And then up here, all the way at the end, will be our next mini medal. right here inside this chest. And then we're going to go left from where we turned. And yeah, this was... Okay, I thought there was a key here. Unfortunately, we can't access it just yet. Right here is a pot with a phial of magic water. And if you actually come up here, this will lead to a dungeon that was back in Dragon Quest 1 that we actually came to much, much earlier. This is at the long end of this very, very long little bridge area. This is the Grave of Galen. We actually can't do anything yet because all the gates have been sealed off, unlike back in Dragon Quest 1, so we actually can't access most of it. So instead, we're just going to go ahead and head back to Galenholm, and we'll be back here later. Now, back at the entrance, we're going to go ahead and head down to the beach right here. And there will be a pot right here with a tangle web. And then further south will be a pot with a Seed of Wisdom. Man, this is where you met the Bard all the way back in Dragon Quest 1. I say all the way back, like, I just played it like 2 months ago, but it still feels... It feels like it's been a lot longer. We'll go ahead and check this in right here for a phial of magic water, or holy water rather. And we're going to go ahead and enter. And you cannot actually do anything with this chest just yet. But you can go ahead and get a suit of shell armor and a set of Wayfarer's clothes. And that's it. Nothing else for us here in Galenholm. So let's just go ahead and zoom outside of it, just to make it a little bit easier. And we'll continue on to the next area. As I mentioned at the very beginning of the game, the scaling, because it's a much bigger map, the scaling of this area is much smaller. So back in the original, like, you can see pretty much all the same destinations are there. Like, we started the game by going to that shrine or that little cave right there, but the actual progression through this area is going to be much smaller just because there's much less, like, they had to include all this. So much, much smaller area. So from here, we're going to go ahead and go south following this cliffside, and we will reach a secret spot right here. There's actually nothing in here. There's another one of those ones where there's just NPCs to talk to, so nothing for us here, but I do like to make sure we look at all of them, so that way it gets off of our map. There's no achievement, I don't think, for finding all the secret spots. We'll go ahead and go directly east, as our next destination is that city right there. But along the way, there should be a sparkle on the ground. We're actually just going to go ahead and Holy Protection. I don't want to fight these slimes. They're not going to give me anything. There we go. We got antidotal herbs and a moonwort bulb. And then we're just going to go ahead and head southeast. This is the town of Tantagel, the very, very important town from both Dragon Quest 3 and from Dragon Quest 1. There's going to be a lot more here for us to do than Galenholm. Not like an insane amount, but you can see there's a castle as well. If you want, you can purchase an item here from the equipment shop. Again, there's not really much here, especially compared to what we had available to us. Probably the only thing better is the iron mask for your hero. You could do the steel helmet as well, but I don't have the money for it, so we're just going to skip past that. Not really anything else here for us. Over here to the right will be a pot with a chimera wing. Don't need those ever again. Then we'll go south and enter the inn. And right over here to the left is a barrel we can interact with some medicinal herbs. Unfortunately, cannot go through this room just yet. But down here in the bottom right should be a bag right here with 341 gold coins. I'll go ahead and exit. And on the south side of the inn will be another pot for us with a Dazzle Me Not. And we'll go ahead and head across the bridge to this item shop. And there should be a barrel. I believe it's on the back side of it. Yes, it is right here. With 4 Tombola tickets. Holy. That item shop actually doesn't sell anything new compared to the other item shops, so we're just going to leave it alone. Now we're going to head up into the church. I wish there was like an area like in Dragon Quest 3 where you get free heals by going back to your mom. In Dragon Quest 3, I always went back to my mom whenever I needed to be healed. Except for when we couldn't. Actually, I guess you could pretty much the whole game, but it was, by the time you make it to this area, you have enough money. Right there is a magic water. Up these stairs, we can find a pot right here with an unsealant. And then we can talk to her and this prisoner, but we don't really need to, so we're just going to go ahead and leave. And then we're going to go ahead and enter the house on the right side here. I believe this was another house that was originally sealed off by keys. Is it still? No, but I know for a fact this was one sealed off by keys. And so in here, there should be a few things for us to get. Right over here is a pot with an angel bell. He can actually remove cursed items instead of the church, but not really a use for him other than that. We can actually talk to him to talk about Caradoc's curse. Thou hast overcome a curse most foul, hast thou not? And in doing so, thou hast rendered curses as a whole unwilling to touch thee again? Oh, thou art fortunate indeed. I believe that just means Caradoc cannot equip cursed items anymore. And then we'll go ahead and head upstairs. And over here on the right side is a chest we can open with 1,000 gold coins. And I believe one of these bookcases should have, yep, the Bang Scroll. And then I think that's it. There used to be a chest like hidden right there, but that's it for this area. And then we'll go ahead and head south to this guy, and then there should be, yep, an item hidden right here at this tree, a seed of strength. And then we'll go ahead and head closer to the castle and south from here. And then all the way down here should be a barrel or a pot right here on the dock. That is a seed of defense for us. And I believe there's still, yep, a barrel right here with some gold coins. And if you want to, if you talk to this lady, we can actually see the Dragonlord's castle. This was the castle of the main bad guy from Dragon Quest I. Mayhap it's the same dungeon that we'll be going to at the end of this game for Hargon. I doubt it, though. And then we'll go ahead and enter this house. And I believe we interact with this bathtub here. I think. Maybe not. Is it the sink? No, I could have sworn it's the bathtub. Well, oh, there it is. There's our interact. It's the wash basin right in front of the bathtub. And then up here, we can get another just bad item, but everything's worth selling just for the chance of Tombola tickets. And then we'll go ahead and leave. And now, from here, we're pretty much done in this area. We're going to go ahead and head up to the castle to trigger some scenes. This is where your character was basically from back in Dragon Quest I. I can't remember if he was from this area or if he was just a knight of the town. There, Tantagel, where the mantle of Erdrick was bestowed unto the great hero for his unstinting efforts to save the realm. With his quest complete, he took Tantagel's princess for his bride, and together they built a new home, your home, Middenhall. The Scions of Middenhall founded Cannock, then Moonbrook. Thus came there to be 3 kingdoms that trace their lineage back to mighty Erdrick. But wherefore do I wax lyrical so? You have doubtless heard the story 1,000 times. 'Tis a force of habit, I am afraid. I would often regale my father with what I had learned in my lessons, and he would add to my knowledge, or correct me on my miscomprehensions. I can only apologize if it appeared I was lording my learning over you. We thought nothing of the sort. I am not but impressed, not only with your learning, but that you could have such high-flown conversations with your father. Indeed, our own father's instructions for brother and I were more often along the lines of, tidy the room, take thine elbows off the table, or will you two please cease bickering? Oh, I don't know, it sounds like wise advice to me. I never was the most devoted student either. Even that which I did learn has a nasty habit of leaving me moments later. It's good to know that at least one of us knows what's what. Takes the burden off our shoulders, eh, cuz? Yup. I don't gotta know lore, if Hiranel does. Well, if you insist, I shall share what I know when I deem it relevant. Excellent. Though forgive us if we are laggards, cannot add to your knowledge the way your father did. Not at all. There is much and more I do not know. Let us learn together. We will need more than mere brawn to best Hargan, after all. And I can think of no better place to begin than here in Tantagel, the land of legend. For the time being, let us seek an audience with the king. We must tell him of the tragedy that befell my kingdom, that might avoid the same fate befalling his. And should he know aught we do not of Hargan and the sigils, he could enlighten us on that front too. An excellent suggestion, cousin. To the throne room then. Lead on. Man, if their kingdom falls again, that'd be most unfortunate. Now we're going to go ahead and explore a little bit in here. You can see this is a pretty big castle. We'll go ahead and go north. And then we're going to go right and then south to find a room. I remember making some mistakes when we first came here back in Dragon Quest 1. I got very turned around when I was looking for items. But there's a strong medicine. And then over here are pots with a seed of wisdom, as well as some coins. And then we're going to go ahead and go back over to the fountain because there's nothing else on this side right now. And there'll be another room we can go to. Fortunately, can't get into that room just yet. I forgot there was a third kind of chest. I guess it's magic and then ultimate. Magic's the blue chests. Right here is the pot lid. And then over here, there should be a pot for us with a moonwort bulb. And instead of going in there, we're actually just going to go up this side hallway here. And we'll head up these stairs on our left. We're going to be going for a mini medal here. And then I believe it's the most is bottom right, I think. Right here. Yes, it is. There's our mini medal. That's it for this floor, because again, can't do anything until we come back with the magic key. Seems like there's going to be a lot more exploring once we get keys than there was in Dragon Quest 1. Then we'll go ahead and head north and take this little exit right here. Then off to the left, I always liked this place. It takes a long time to get over to that bottom right corner, but I always liked this little area of this almost like garden out back. There's a seat of agility. And then we'll go ahead and go east. And then we're going to keep going past that door. We'll come back for it here in a second. And all the way down here, we're going to go down into the dungeon. This is where you actually got one of the... it wasn't a sigil, but it was like a piece that you needed to get to the Dragonlord castle. Some gold coins, and that's it. We have a locked blue door here. That is where the guy who gave you the piece to get to the Dragonlord's castle was. It wasn't the rainbow. I think it was the sun item back in Dragon Quest 1. We'll go ahead and go back up. And we'll go through this left door right here instead of going all the way back to our original entrance. And we cannot go through this door just yet. So instead, we're going to come in here and I believe go up this way and go up the stairs. And there should be some barrels right here. There's some gold coins and a pouch of coagulant. And over here's a chest with a noble garb. Terrible item. Absolutely terrible item. It's so unfortunate you get it so much in this game. And I believe that's it, but I don't think there's a quick way out of here. So I believe we do have to run all the way back through. Yep, because... oh, no, this is a red door. We can go through red doors. Perfect. Go through there. Back in Dragon Quest 1, you could not. You had to run all the way back around. And we'll go ahead and head back to the fountain. And it's time to go meet with the king. I think it's the king. Either way, we'll go up to these stairs for a little cutscene.
The king doesn't appear to be in court today.
Pray, pardon the sudden intrusion. I am the Princess of Moonbrook, and these are my cousins of Middenhall and Cannock. We seek an audience with His Majesty.
Your Highness, didst thou think I would forget thee so soon? But wherefore didst thou bring thy companions today? Ah, but of course, thou hast invited the kingdoms of thy kin to join our little tourney.
My apologies, but what is this tourney of which thou speakst? We come here today to inform you of the massacre of Moonbrook.
Massacre? But Highness, surely thou jestest. Thou didst visit us but a day hence, and proposed that our armies partake in drills together.
I did?
Why, yes. Thou wert of the opinion that such a tourney would help ensure our knights were in prime condition. Preparations are already underway.
But how can this be? I have never before set foot in Tantagel till this very day.
Come, Princess, cease this game. Thou knowest full well thou wert here.
Well, that's not
Thou
good.
didst show to me the mark of Moonbrook.
I bore the mark.
But the Mark of Moonbrook was stolen by the monsters, was it not? When they sacked the castle.
By the goddess, if this is true, then who did I meet? What is happening?
I am afraid, dear Chancellor, that thou hast been hoodwinked by a thieving fiend in a pretty dress.
Is it Robin Hood?
Ah, pretend you didn't see that.
Majesty, I thought thou wert abed. Instead, I see thou hast been tending to thy duties most thoroughly.
Yes, though it would seem not nearly thoroughly enough. Tell me, did this imposter princess happen to share aught else of note?
Well, She did inquire as to how one might reach the Dragonlord's castle from here. I endeavored to dissuade her from making such a dangerous journey, but she did not appear overly concerned by my warnings.
The site where Erdrick bested the Dragonlord? What in the world would the monsters be seeking there?
It would behoove us to find out. Speaking of which, what bringeth you to Tantagel? Is it truly as the princess saith? Hath Moonbrook fallen? Is that so? You young scions of Erdrick quest to slay the wicked Hargon. A perilous duty indeed.
We are well aware. And should there be any doubt in your mind as to our identities, we come bearing the marks of Cannock and Middenhall.
Most convincing. Yet, could one not conceive that the princess we received was the true royal, and you are the impostrous thieves?
What? No, our fathers bestowed the marks unto us, I swear. Look into my eyes and you will know that what I say is true. This is the steely gaze of a prince, not the shifty ogle of a base beast.
Yes, most convincing, I'm sure. But so was the princess who visited us but a day since.
Pray, forgive my brother. I can but swear he is himself, for better or worse.
Lo, how my blood boileth to know that beasts masquerade as scions of Erdrick. As the ruler of the kingdom which gave the hero his title and birthed his bride, I will not stand for it.
Your Majesty, I neglected to tell you we have another artifact in our possession. One that proves our lineage beyond doubt. Show him.
My. The necklace gifted to the hero by his maiden, our fair Princess Gwaelin. That it should shine so brightly in your presence is proof enough that the hero's blood runneth in your veins.
Oh, you should have suggested this from the start, brother.
Pray accept my unreserved apologies, Highnesses. And, Princess, allow me to express my heartfelt condolences for thy kingdom's plight.
Thank you, Majesty.
How to proceed? If the High Priest Hargon is at large once more, we must exercise the utmost caution. Chancellor? Tell the knight captains to stay their wooden swords. Instead, we must steal this city against invasion. Doubtless, the monsters schemed to lure our knights out in lighter armor. They would have been lambs to the slaughter, if not for our visitors.
Verily, our nation oweth them a great debt.
Forgive me, young heroes, but the Chancellor and I have much to discuss. Wait for me atop the battlements, and I will join you anon.
Okay, we'll go ahead and talk to our party members. I'd long wondered what the monsters intended to do with the mark. Never did I imagine that they meant to impersonate me. I say, you were right to hang on to that necklace of yours. We would have been in a spot of bother without it. To impersonate a princess and trick a kingdom into lowering its defenses is a cunning ruse indeed. I'd thought most fiends to be lacking in intelligence, but it seems we face a threat unlike the rest. We had best be on our guard. And I believe now we can just leave. Oh no, I wanted to go back up. I knew where I wanted to go, but I thought it was down there. It's out here instead onto the balcony. Do you suppose that the voice we heard in Rippleport knew of the monster's plot here? Might this be one of the great dangers it spoke of? I haven't the foggiest, but we must be grateful nonetheless. For at the very least, it shows we have one more ally out there who shares our goal. And it does, brother. Hopefully our paths will cross someday. I'd say it's gonna cross very soon. Now, I believe we had just finished speaking of your quest to vanquish Hargon. Have you learned aught of the fiend's whereabouts? Alas, not yet. One purpose for which we travel the realm is to discover exactly that. Then it is as I had assumed. I myself have not heard his name since the fall of Arendarak. Though I know of someone who may know more, and the means by which you might visit him. Here. Tails obtains the rainbow drop. I'm not sure I follow. That is the rainbow drop, a treasure of old that alloweth one to conjure a bridge to the island of the Dragonlord. Then thou wouldst have us make for the Dragonlord's castle? Precisely, and I would have you speak with its sole occupant. Though I have never had the chance to make his acquaintance, it is said that naught occurreth in this world that escapeth his watchful eye. Then he knoweth of Hargon's whereabouts. It is he. What manner of man is this, your majesty? Some kind of sage? I think it best you confirm that with your own eyes. As I said, I've never met the man and do not wish to give credence to my hearsay. Though be warned, the impostor princess may too be making for the castle. May the goddess watch over you all. So we have our next destination. Got to go to Dragonlord's castle, but we have a couple things we can get here. Not too much. We'll go ahead and go east first, and then north up here. And there should be, right up here, a pot we can grab with a holy water. And then we're going to go west from here, and there should be some barrels we can get with a strong medicine and a seed of luck. And that's it for the town. We'll be back here later when we have more keys, but for now, we're actually going to zoom outside of Tantagel because we have two places we want to go. First, we have Dragonlord's castle, but we're actually going to not go to Dragonlord's castle just yet. Instead, we're going to Holy Protection, and we're going to head just north to the very first dungeon you go into all the way back in Dragon Quest 1, and a dungeon that I honestly did not like back in Dragon Quest 3. By this point in the game, you've been playing for a long time, and this was just a very, very annoying dungeon. I actually think back in Dragon Quest 3, this was a dungeon you couldn't cast spells in. So you also could not evac or zoom from this place. You had to manually walk all the way out. There are some gold coins. There is one more chest for us to get. It's down there in the bottom left corner, as you can see. So we're just going to go ahead and slowly make our way over there. We shouldn't get into any fights for actually quite a while. Because we are such a higher level than the enemies here, it actually saved us a lot of time. Because I did the grinding between episodes, during the episodes, we'll be able to spend a lot more time actually playing through the game instead of getting into fights and having to stop every, 20 seconds for me to fight an enemy. We'll go ahead and after we get that treasure chest, we'll go down here. You can see this chest has already been opened. I'm sure you can guess it's just been, I think it's actually just been opened since Dragon Quest 2. Or Dragon Quest 1 is like the canon, no one ever came back and restocked the chest. You never had a thief come hide their wares in here. Right up here is actually a hidden seed of defense we can grab. And then, once again, there's actually not much here, just because, again, I guess no thieves stocked their equipment down here. Because I believe back in Dragon Quest 1 and 3, there were actually 2 chests down here. Yep, well, you can see one right there is already opened. Instead, we'll go ahead and head up here. We'll have another secret item we can get right here. Or no, this one's not a secret item. This is just a dragon scale and a chimera wing. And one more holy protection. Should get us through the dungeon. And right up here, we have 2 chests we can open. Both of them have scrolls. One of them is the buff scroll. And the other is the Kaklang scroll. And then, finally, right in front of where we heard from the original Erdrick. I am Erdrick. Heed blah 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 blah. It's faded, so we can't read it anymore. But I believe right in front of it, maybe it's behind it. Yeah, right behind it is a mini medal. And that is all we came here for. We have nothing else to do here. We're just going to go ahead and make our way to the Castle of the Dragonlord. But first, we're actually going to teleport outside of Erdrick's Hollow. Because we have a little sparkle we can pick up just north of Erdrick's Hollow. But also, we're going to make a quick stop by the Monarch of Metals Castle, or Monarch of Metals Island, before we actually continue on to Dragonlord's Castle. So there's some medicinal herbs and a Dazzle Me Not. And finally, we'll go ahead and zoom back to the Isle of Monarch of Metals, because when we get 30 mini medals, we can actually get a new reward. So, right up here, we'll go ahead and talk to him once more. We'll just hold Y to get... Ooh, can I not skip through this one? Well, we have 32 total. For delivering 30, we get a pair of rabbit ears. I think... rabbit ears isn't a helmet, right? It's an actual accessory. No. I could be blind. No, it's right here. Okay. We'll give that to Matilda just because she needs a little bit extra help. And there we go. From here, we're just going to go ahead and fast travel back to Tantagel. We're going to make our way to the Dragonlord's Castle. There's going to be a couple things we can grab. I think it's just like a single sparkle along the way. We'll go ahead and hop over here. Hop into our boat. And as you can guess, it's just a very, very quick ride over here. So we'll go ahead and head east. And we do have to board on the mainland here, because we cannot go straight to the Dragonlord's Castle. They got to keep something similar between the 3 games. And using the Rainbow Drop, we can create a little bridge over to the Dragonlord's Castle. Look at the little bridge. It's always nice to see it. Before I go across it, I actually want to grab this shimmer right here. It always bothers me if I see one and don't pick one up. Even if I will come back later, because clearly we need to go into that cave right there to the right. I always want to make sure I grab these, because there's a chance there's items in there we actually need. It could be better equipment, or... Actually, I don't think there's any mini medals and sparkles. I could be wrong. No, I think there was one, and I was shocked that there was one. And from here, we'll go ahead and just cross our rainbow bridge and follow the path over to the Dragonlord's Castle. Crazy we're going into this place already. Yeah, it's just... I'm actually very shocked by this. This was the final area in Dragon Quest 1 and 3, so coming here this early is kind of wild. But yeah, here we go. We're going to go ahead and... It's the exact same layout, I believe, as Dragon Quest 1. Same crumbling areas, same underground areas, I think. So we're going to go ahead and start by going east. And we're just going to follow this path. I still have Holy Protection on, so we actually shouldn't get into any fights here. I don't think any of them are strong enough to beat my Holy Protection. I could be wrong. Like, yeah, if we ran out of a Holy Protection in here, I think we're 100% good and don't have to worry about it. And just like Dragon Quest 1, there's a bunch of chests that are empty. It's extremely annoying that there are so many that are empty, but alas, that it is what it is. Now we're going to go ahead and go down here, and we're going to avoid that tile. No reason to take some damage from it. And down here, we're going to be in the basement first floor. We actually cannot get that chest, I don't believe, right there in the center. So instead, we're just going to go ahead and head north. And then we want to go into this dirt path right here. Because at the end of it, there's going to be a secret item for us right here with a prayer ring. And that's it. Nothing else down here. So we'll go ahead and return up to the first floor now and continue making our way through here. I don't think there's a boss fight in this area, I believe, which is, again, extremely weird. But I do not believe there's a boss fight in this zone. I think there's like a story fight or like a story-related event, but it's not an actual boss fight. And that is 100% it for this area. I'm actually going to go ahead. I should have done this earlier. We're just going to zoom back to the entrance of Dragonlord's castle, because there is nothing else on this eastern side at all. And while we could probably just cross over to the west side, it'll save us a little bit of time just to travel back here and then start by heading west this time. There's going to be a mini medal up here where that empty chest was on the other side. There'll be a mini medal on this side of the area. Also, I think if you cast... What is it? Is it Peep? No. I think there's an ability, Nose for Treasure. If you use this, you can actually look at your map and see that there's 2 more treasure chests for us to find. I think that's in the entire dungeon. I don't even think that's just on this floor. I could be wrong. We'll find out when we get to this mini medal here, which is hidden right here. And does it say... Okay, no, it is the floor. So only 1 more left for us to find. We'll go ahead and head down here. Head down this staircase, and up here to the north is another hidden item right up here with 4 gold coins. Great. And so then we're just going to go ahead and head back up here. There's actually nothing down that left side. And instead, we're going to go ahead and head over to the throne room. Yeah, you don't have to do exactly what you did back in Dragon Quest 1, clearly, but it is pretty much the same area. And just like in Dragon Quest 1, we're going to go ahead and use the spell Safe Passage from Caradoc, making it so we're unharmed by this, and we're actually going to interact with the throne room, or is it the left side, or do we have to go from the back? I know there's like a button back here. Dude, I don't know how you would know that if you did not play Dragon Quest 1. But I mean, I hope, because it's included in a bundle, that you've played Dragon Quest 1 before you play Dragon Quest 2, but maybe not. Safe passage, we're off. Don't need to worry about that. And then we're going to go ahead and head south, and we're going to grab that chest up north first. So go ahead and head up here. And this should just be a magic water here. Yes, it is. And then we're going to go ahead and leave this floor. Let's go ahead and Holy Protection again. We're just going to follow the southwestern loop all the way around till we get to that little southern exit down there. So from here, it's kind of just a linear path. I actually don't think you can branch off at all. But you'll also see if we went down that left staircase, it would have led us to nothing. It just would have been a dead end if we took the bottom left staircase back where we found the 4 gold coins. So that's why we're just going to completely ignore it and not actually come down here. We'll just keep going. This one was a long area. They should have scaled this dungeon down if they scaled down the world map. And here we are down 1 more floor, but you can actually see those blue chests are not chests we can open yet. Those are sealed with the magic key. So instead, we're going to make our way all the way around this zone until we get to that bottom right corner of the map. Yeah, pretty long walk. I just want to make sure we're going the right way. Perfect. It's technically not a linear path because you could take the branching paths. What that means, though, because there's these magic keys here, is we're going to be getting the magic key here in a few episodes. I don't want the series to go incredibly long because I do have other things planned here pretty soon. But here in probably an episode or 2, we'll be coming back here with the magic key and have to run through this entire little area again in order to reach these 2 blue chests. Okay, just keep going down straight. I was doing some research on the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, just because I really like the way it looks, and I have not touched the demo. I do not want to touch the demo because I want to wait till I finish this game. But I didn't know that they like made handmade wooden models and then put those wooden models basically through a computer software that made it so they could animate the wooden models in game. It's pretty cool. I think the animation style is really unique. So right over here is a chest, but do not be fooled. We can actually use the spell from Matilda, Peep, and we learn that it's an enemy. It'll glow red if it's an enemy. We're going to go ahead and fight it. It is a canna box, but I actually don't think the canna boxes in this game are too difficult. So we'll go ahead and just auto fight this, I think. Because I don't think they can really do much to me. I don't believe the canna boxes get thwack yet, or whack. I believe the mimics get the whack. So we should be, yeah, we're so fine. You get some XP from it. That's the reason we fight it. 500 XP is not terrible. And sometimes they'll drop a Tombola ticket. Interesting. Sometimes they drop seeds or other rare items. So I was curious what we were going to get there. Go ahead and heal up Matilda because she took that hit. And now we're going to go ahead and run over to the northeastern corner. Really speeds up. Honestly, I think I said this last episode when we were in the Yggdrasil area. For you guys, it might seem really quick running through dungeons, but getting into all those fights really starts to wear down on me, and it can become like an hour and a half to an hour 45-minute filming session for like a 59-minute video. And I also just hate having to cut and like start and stop the recordings. But if I know if I don't, like an entire episode could have been that Yggdrasil dungeon, just because it takes so long. Right there is the ice shield. We currently have it on Tails. Could we give it to anybody else though? I actually really would like it on her. Yeah, perfect. Let's give it to Matilda there. I need to give her accessories. I didn't even think about this because he doesn't have money either. Yeah, let me see what I want to give them real quick. Matilda, cannot give you the 10-ton toupee. Let's give you the cowl ring to increase your agility even more. Oh, no. Oh, that's fine. Well, I didn't even notice that. Shoot. Well, I don't even know how I could have guessed that that was a... cursed item. That's so unfortunate. I'll make sure to remove it. It's not gonna make a difference right now because I don't actually think we even get into a single fight in this episode. But still unfortunate. If I was smart, I would leave now, but I'm just gonna brute force it and hope for the best because we do have to fight this canna box. But I don't think we can actually flee from the canna box because basically the cow ring just makes it so she's gonna act first and try to flee. So fighting this canna box might be extremely annoying. We don't have to fight it. But I want to. Spoilers that this is a canna box. But like, this is I think the one of the last like 2 things we're fighting here. We cannot flee. Great. The flee option is gone for this fight. So Matilda should actually attack instead of trying to flee, which is good. I guess you could use the cow ring in boss fights because you can't flee from boss fights. I need Matilda to, yeah, thank God. I was like, I need her to get the kill here because she's getting hurt really bad. And we get another Tombola ticket. Honestly, dude, that is so worth fighting if we're getting Tombola tickets from it. Sometimes they're not worth fighting in some games because they don't even really give you a lot of XP or money. But if you're getting Tombola tickets from them in this game, that's amazing. We'll go ahead and take this exit now. And then, directly north of us is a treasure chest right here. And we'll go ahead and fight us another canna box. This is just like the dungeon back in Dragon Quest 1 as well. Wow, do these guys have just really high evasion? We've missed a couple of attacks recently. Or are those all from Matilda? Because Matilda's been throwing fireballs. I heard the scream because I looked away for a second, and I thought we got zapped or whacked. Nothing from that one. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go down here, and there's going to be 2 staircases we can take. We're going to start by taking this northwestern one. And then from here, we're going to go south to grab this item. And this is actually going to be a really, really good item to give to Caradoc. This is the zombie mail. Now, the zombie mail, I believe, is typically cursed, and we can actually read it. What it'll do is it will sap the wearer's HP with every step they take. However, Caradoc, while it can be a cursed item, and that's why I probably should actually give him the 10-ton toupee as well, he will not suffer from the downsides of the cursed item. We cannot remove it like normal. Like, in order to remove it, we will need to go to a church to have it removed. However, he won't have to only defend, and the zombie mail is going to be really good. So if there are ever cursed items, honestly, I think even the, where is it? It's like the, we might not have it yet, I might be crazy, but it's like the double-bladed sword, the double-edged sword. Typically, it'll damage you whenever you use it. But because he can't take the downsides of the effects because we cured him with the Yggdrasil leaf, I think he's the first and only character in Dragon Quest that can just equip these cursed items and not actually be affected by them. Maybe in Dragon Quest 7. I've never played it. Maybe in Dragon Quest 10, because I've never played it. As far as I know, he's the only character that can do that. There's a battle fork. I think it's going to be good for Tails. Yeah, 241, not bad. We'll go ahead and throw that on him. He's still got the Morning Star in case we have to fight regular enemies. And that's everything for here. We're going to go ahead and run back down to the 4th floor where we took that little splitting path. So let's go ahead and head back down. Here we are, back down here. We're actually not going to take that eastern path because there's nothing down there for us. It just leads to a dead end. Instead, we're going to go east. We're just going to go ahead and get over to this second little throne area. I forgot how big the Dragonlord's castle was. It got its own episode back in Dragon Quest 1, but we were so strong by that point that we did the same thing. We just holy protectioned, ran through the entire zone, and I don't think we got into a single fight along the way. We will have just a little, like I said, a little quick mandatory fight. I think my MP's probably fine for this, so let's go ahead and approach.
Curse that plaguey Dragonlord. We invite him to join us just as Lord Belial instructed, and he throws it back in our faces.
Aye, who doth the pompous ass think he is? Doth he not know that if he's not with us, then he is most assuredly against us?
To think, us refused? Perhaps he's as dangerous as they say.
Bah, not dangerous enough to resist the horde we shall bring against him when next we return. He shall pay for his arrogance, mark my words.
And who might you be, puny humans?
Never mind who we are. Who are you? From the sound of it, no friends of the Dragonlord. No, indeed, and all who defy the will of the Lord Hargon will be obliterated.
You included.
Well, here we go. This is a pretty easy fight. They don't really do much. So we'll go ahead and switch to manual. We'll open with a flying knee on the Goiling. We'll get a kabuff on my... Oh, nope. Kabuff on my T. Oh, no. Pyranel second. I didn't even realize that. We'll just Kasap. Oh, no. It's groups of enemies, huh? We'll hit the Goiling then. And then I think Frizzle's probably going to be fine. Yeah, not really worth anything else. Hit the Goiling. And then we'll kabuff ourselves. And they should get rid of these guys pretty quickly. It's like a pseudo boss fight, but not really. You can see he took 293 damage there from us with a single hit, and he's already at yellow. I'm pretty sure Flying Knee just gets rid of him here. And then at that point, it's just do some damage. So let's boom. Let's frizzle the Goiling. And let's lightning slash the Midnight Manguini. Yeah, that boom did 114 damage. There goes the Goiling. They'll drain magic, but he keeps hitting Tails, the one person who has 0 magic. And then at this point, I think there's not really much else to do. Let's go for a Helm Splitter just to try to lower defenses. But now it's just do the most damage we can here. We'll just crack and then lightning slash. I think this guy's technically like the fight here. This Midnight Manguini is the harder of the two, but it's not really that bad. Did we lower the defenses? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and mid-heal. I think my hardest thing here is actually going to be the fact that I don't have a lot of MP left, so I might actually run out of MP during this fight, especially if I'm missing all my attacks. 147. Tails, can we please lower that defense here? I know we're probably going to kill before we even get a chance. But, how are we feeling about lowering defenses? Let's just frizzle again. Then lightning slash. Missed the lightning slash. That sucks. Tails might kill here. That was a crit. Did 70 damage. That wouldn't kill anybody on my team. I guess we're just going to do a normal attack. I don't even need to waste my MP anymore with him. This turn should kill. Yep, that frizzle did it. And 802 experience, but not a single level up. So the Dragonlord is yet master of this castle. Surely not. Mighty Erdrick slew the Dragonlord long ago. Perhaps. Then it is one who only pretends to be him? Just another pretended to be you? And this person is the one wise in the matter of the world of whom the king of Tantagel spoke? I know not, but it is plain enough that he is no friend of Hargan. It's not Rubus, which would make him a friend of yours, no? Not necessarily. I fear that it is a little too soon to make any assumptions on that front. I wonder who the Belial was of whom those creatures spoke. Is the name familiar to you, Tails? Nope. I have no clue. I've not heard the name either. The fiends called Hargan and Belial Lord both, from which we can infer that they are perhaps allies or associates of some kind at the very least. Indeed we can. How clever. A fine deduction. Truly you are blessed with an insightful mind. Yes, yes. You are kind. Yeah, we can say nothing for certain just yet. We know not what awaits us. Let us not grow complacent. We're just gonna go ahead and head north. I'm gonna holy protection just in case. How much MP does Pierno have? Okay, we'll be able to get a couple more safe passages or holy protections if we need to. I thought we got Padfoot, but we didn't. It was safe protection. I was hoping we did. Then we're just gonna go ahead and I think go south from here. I don't actually think there's a way to get over to the left side. I think the left side was actually a dead end. I think that was that southeastern path we could have taken back on the other floor. There's a Staff of Sentencing. Was this the better weapon for Caradoc? Yes, it was. We'll just go ahead and throw it on. Why not? And then go ahead and go west. And we're basically just going to follow this all the way to the end. There's not really anything else we can do here. I believe there's I think that chest you can kind of see flashing on our map right there is an ultimate key chest. I believe these are the green ones, right? There goes Holy Protection. We're almost done with this dungeon. Yeah, it's one of those green chests. So we'll definitely be back here at least two different times, rather. And right over here, we'll go ahead and go down to, I believe this is the final floor. I forgot how deep this castle goes. But here we are. We'll go ahead and look. There's actually a good amount of chests. And of course, there are some chests that we can't access yet because we need the proper keys for them. So we'll go ahead and head up north. This is actually just going to be a cannon box enemy. Not really anything for us to worry about right now. We've fought so many of these at this point. I don't think... No, we are going to have to go back. I was trying to figure out if we had to go back or if we can take that right path. But here we go. We'll open this one. And it's a cannon box. Shocker. We're just going to go back to fight wisely and just attack. Since clearly these guys can't do much to me. I wish Pierinel would not use MP right now. I could probably set her to not use MP. I think this is the last fight we have. Because I don't think there's any more cannon boxes. No Tombolo tickets. So that's it for there. We just fought the cannon box. We could have waited to fight it till we could open the other two or other three chests up there, but no reason to hold off. There's one more holy protection. Oh, we're running really low on MP. 35. We're going to go ahead and come in here, and then I think we want to go, the far left corner here. And we're going to find two more chests we can open right now. Both of them are scrolls. There's a lot of scrolls down here in the Dragonlord's castle. Go ahead and open this one for Assassin's Stab, and this one for Kasap. And then we're going to go ahead and head east And I think there's definitely a few more things we can get, but I don't think it's till like we're almost done. So we'll go ahead and head east here. And I think right when we go down some stairs, like right here, I believe right here to the west should be some barrels. Yes, there are. That has an angel bell and a magic water. And that's really it. There's one more pot we can get on our way. There's one more holy protection. We're fine. We got enough MP. We'll be able to make it. We'll go ahead and just follow this path pretty far. And past this poison swamp, I'm not even going to worry about it. Down here in the bottom right corner, we can find a pot with a seed of agility. And that's the last treasure. Everything else we'll have to come back for. And so now, we actually have a little event that's going to happen once we make it to the end of this dungeon. There is a teleport here. I don't think we need to go back and heal. This is a teleport. If you interact with it, it should actually take us back to the entrance, and we should be able to come back here. So, I don't think we need to heal, so let's go ahead and just head back. And then go ahead and approach. I don't know who this could be. I'm assuming it's... No, that's the Dragonlord. I mean... Effective Holy Protection wears off. That's for sure the Dragonlord, but this has got to be some kind of ruse.
So, thou art come before me at last. I am the Dragonlord, Master of Masters, King of Kings. Long have I awaited this moment.
Liar! The Dragonlord was slain long ago by our ancestor, mighty Erdrick. You are an imposter, a trickster, a fraud.
What, pray tell, do you find so amusing?
Forgive me. Perhaps I should explain. If thou wilt permit me another attempt. I am the Dragonlord's great-grandson.
His what?
It seemeth my great-grandfather did give thine esteemed ancestor a good deal of trouble. But rest assured, I do not mean to do the same myself. I have no quarrel with humankind.
Can that truly be so? I do not mean to doubt you, but...
Oh, please, doubt away. 'Tis only to be expected, but I speak true, I promise thee. Why else would I have ejected those sniveling fiends who did just now come a-crawling?
We fought those self-same fiends. We met them as we entered the castle, and they did set upon us most mercilessly.
So they learned nothing from their chastisement at my hand, and fell straight to attacking innocent humans. I shall not be so quick to let such visitors escape unscathed in future.
So you truly are not allied with Hargon?
Heavens, no. Though he doth pester me most mightily to join him, I have no desire to see the world laid waste. He was e'er an unpleasant fellow.
You know him? Then please, you must teach us of him. My homeland was destroyed by a horde under his command. I journey to see that my people and my father are avenged, and that no other land is made to suffer as Moonbrook did. Hargon must be stopped.
So that is thy game. Then thou must needs gather the 5 sigils.
Sigils? The monsters at the lake too spoke of sigils.
Ah, so you know of them. Hargon hath set his underlings to seek them out, and with some urgency it seemeth. In them is contained all the power of nature. a power that can be conferred upon the wielder. Though to the casual eye, they seem mere stones etched with strange symbols. Still, those able to sense such things will know them for what they truly are.
And Hargon would make their power his own. Or does he have some other purpose in setting his vassals to seek them out?
Alas, that question I am not permitted to answer. I do not mean to hinder thee in thy quest. It is simply not my place to furnish thee with such knowledge.
What in heavens does that mean?
I shall do this instead. I shall point you in the direction of those who do possess the right. I hear that they are currently in need of assistance themselves. The news of their plight hath reached me just now, in fact. Fortuitous timing. Or fateful, perhaps. Northeast of Tantagel lieth the Shrine of Rain, wherein dwell the fairies. They find themselves under attack by Hargon's horde. Go to their aid.
Fairies? The creatures from the books my nursemaid read to me as a child?
Thou thinkest them mere myths? Well, thou wilt soon find that they are quite real. Indeed, their kind hold the very fabric of our world together. Will you go in my place, brave heroes? Should I venture forth to help them, I fear that I might lay the shrine low, and in so doing, cause more harm than good. Aid them, and they will tell you of the sigils. As I say, they are the ones entitled to do so, though they may not share their knowledge willingly or easily. Nonetheless, I do not doubt that they will take you one step closer to your goal. So, will you do as I ask?
Perhaps if we might confer among ourselves a moment first.
But of course, such decisions are not to be made lightly.
Little fun fact, this is the first friendly monster you meet in the entire Dragon Quest series. Every other monster in Dragon Quest 1 and up to this point in Dragon Quest 2 has been a bad guy. There's not been a single friendly monster. He's technically your very first one. Go ahead and just talk to all of our party members. Well, what do you think? Should we go to the fairy's aid? Based on the word of the Dragonlord's own great-grandson, who speaks of fairies and strange entitlements, surely he's spinning us a yarn. Surely not. If he did, he would spin one far more convincing. Do you not agree, Tails? Yeah, because I know he's a good guy. I just gave everybody a fun fact. Very well. I cannot say I do not have any doubts. I grew up, after all, with tales of how our ancestor and the Dragonlord were sworn enemies. To take guidance from his descendant feels surpassing strange. But if what he says is true, the fairies are in grave need of our aid, and in possession of the very thing we seek, knowledge of the sigils. Is there some manner, perhaps, in which we might have to have him prove his claim that he does not think humans his foes? Better safe than sorry, indeed. Alright, Dragonlord's great-grandson. Can I just call you Dragonlord? Dragonlord Jr., perhaps.
And
do you like that name?
Have you reached a decision?
We have. Forgive us our presumptuousness, but we would ask something of you. You say that you have no quarrel with humankind. Is there some way in which you might make proof of this?
This is the point on which you feel you must needs press me? But, very well. You are the scions of mighty Erdrick, I suppose. A certain wariness of me is understandable. What might suffice, I wonder? Ah, but of course! How could I forget? I should have thought of it from the first. Fear not, little ones. I do not mean to belabor you with this blade. It is not in my power to wield it. I mean simply to return it to its rightful owners.
Return it? Whatever do you mean?
Though it is somewhat tarnished with age, this is a mighty weapon, the like of which only a great hero might wield.
You mean...
Indeed. This is the very blade that slew the Dragonlord so long ago. Erdrick's sword. Though it hath lain dormant long, and lost much of its might in so languishing, it still possesseth the power to banish evil. Well, surely this proveth my status as friend and ally.
Oh, it does. It more than proves it. Forgive us our mistrust of you. It was most unkind. And thank you. Thank you!
I feel a royal fool for doubting you now.
Nonsense. Thou art sorry, and have said as much. The sword is yours. I require naught in exchange.
Hales obtains the fated blade of Erdrick.
Thy gratitude is reparation enough. I pray that the blade might be restored to its full power ere long. Now go. The fairies have need of your aid. Northeast of Tantagel, do not forget. Hargon must not be suffered to succeed.
Aye.
And so we finally get the blade of the legendary hero Erdrick. And if you guys know the lore of Erdrick, only the protagonist could wield it because it was specifically passed down through the bloodlines. If you were not a scion of Erdrick or a grandchild of, honestly, even before Erdrick, because it was the original sword of the Dragon Quest III protagonist's father, who then passed it on to him, which got passed on to Erdrick from the first game, which then got passed on to me. However, you can see there, blade kind of sucks. It only has an attack of 242. However, again, if you know the lore, you know that only descendants of Erdrick can wield it. And all 4 of these characters are descendants of Erdrick. That means Pyranel, Matilda, and Caradoc can all wield the fated blade. I find this very cool because typically your mage cannot wield a sword. This is one of very few times your dedicated mage, and not a pseudo-caster or a balanced character, one of the very few times a full-on mage can actually wield a sword. Now, I'm going to be giving it to Caradoc because he's just going to be the better use of it as opposed to Matilda and Pyranel. But yeah, now Caradoc is wielding the Blade of the Mighty Erdrick. But guys, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wind things down here. We have our next destination to head to the Land of the Fairies. They are currently staying at the tower back from, again, I don't want to repeat it, but everything here is back from Dragon Quest 1 and 3. So next episode, we'll go ahead and make our way there. I will see you guys then.